Hello everybody, this is Mary Catherine. I usually forget to say that. I forget to say my name. I live in North Carolina. My channel name is My Own Little House. Some people say that every time they start a video and I never remember. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention is that recently my numbers got high enough that YouTube notified me that they were going to monetize my channel. They do ask you, but if you don't do it, they just do it and keep the money. I hope that doesn't make the videos awful. I know they're going to put ads on there. Please just skip them, click through them, whatever you want to do. I'm not doing this to earn any money, so it doesn't matter to me, but I apologize if it makes your viewing experience inferior. That's no fun. Well, this may be a kind of a quick video because I am hopping on an airplane on Saturday. Today is Thursday, and I'm flying to see grandbabies. Adam is staying here and I'm going away. So I'll post something next week, but I don't know what it'll be. I am taking this with me on the plane. This is new blanket for brand new little girl grandbaby coming in the fall. I'm trying to get it up here so you can see it. It's not very big, but after I get done, I'm decreasing now. And after I get done, but you see how far I've gotten? Isn't that nice? Pretty excited. Then I'm going to go around the outside with the same yarn and a little crochet hook and do some kind of a cute little border. So that's the plan anyway. And I'll probably do a good bit of border, I think, because it won't take very long. And that'll make it bigger as I do that. Okay. So, oh, and before I launch into all the quilting stuff, I wanted to show you this fabric. I think this is my new favorite fabric from my friend who gives me scraps. It is so fun. And I'm saving all of this so that when I do get around to making a quilt for me, it will have some of that. I've got a few pieces that are thick like this. This is folded the other way. But I'll do it in strips. And then I've got some that have selvage, but I might be able to use that a bit. And then I have some that are quite thin. They are folded over, but I usually don't keep pieces that are that thin, but on this fabric I will, so because that may be all I get. So that's a little plan. Okay, so the rest of this video is going to be about quilting again. I made a second quilt this week after I finished my grandson's quilt, so I want to show you that finished quilt first, and then we'll launch into what I'm calling the Batik quilt. I made it for a friend whose husband did a wonderful thing for us. He took our riding mower away to his shop and he made it work again after a local repair shop just about ruined it and charged us a mighty penny for the privilege of doing so. And he took it over there and fixed it for us, and that was just an amazing thing to have somebody do. And so I wanted to make something for them to say thank you, so I made them the Batik quilt. Without further ado, here we go. I do need to apologize to everybody out there that on my last video, or well, the video where I did most of this quilt work, I didn't finish it. I felt like I needed to get the video out, and I was tired. But I am finishing it now. I'm doing a simple binding off here. I'm just using this fabric. When I cut the back, I cut it bigger. So I have probably 1.5 inches. Let's look. Oh, yeah, a little over 1.5 inches extra fabric around the edges. And so I am just folding it and then folding it again, as you do. So that'll give me 3, well, 1, 2, 3, plus there's 3 layers of fabric, plus there's often some of that batting in there. And so then I'm just going to pin it all the way around, and then I'll go back and run 1 or 2 lines of stitches on the edge. I think maybe 2 would be good. My pins are a little dull. I did use my clips, but these clips, I love this kind of clip. These ones, even my thumbs can handle this. I like the little shape there. But I used all but that one up, so now I'm using pins. I'm pinning the whole thing before I start. I am mitering the corners as best as I can and pinning them down so that I could just do a kind of a squared off corner, but I wanted to try this. And as I do this last one, I'll show you how I'm doing that. Although, as you know, I am not a quilter. This really is pretty much the first quilt I've ever made. I made a quilt decades ago for my nephew and didn't finish it before he was an adult. He was a baby when I started it. I had great aspirations for quilting, but found that I didn't like quilting. I was trying something kind of fancy, too fancy, some kind of a star pattern that I had seen. Anyway, I did finally finish it, but it was just awful. I think it's in the bottom of a trunk somewhere. So, anyway, boy, these pins are just awful. I think they don't want to go through that batting. Okie dokie. Now, I wish, I can't really zoom my camera from this position, but I think you can see okay. Now, when you want to miter a corner like this, this is just how I figured out to do it myself. I didn't watch anybody else do it, so this is probably a terrible method, but I apologize. I just thought you might want to see. You don't want to cut your fabric all the way down to the point here, because then you'll have raw edges showing. So I'm going to cut out a corner. I'm going to open up your fabric and cut out a corner that is a bit of a distance away, okay? And then the first thing I do is fold that up. So you get, now this is going to be your corner right here. And then I go ahead and tuck this under and do my miter, and I'm kind of rolling this folded edge till I get it where I want it, and then I tuck under that edge. And again, kind of roll it around. Now that looks like I've done it a little bit short. I think it does help to have the rest of these edges already done, because then you kind of know what you want this to look like. There. And then I'm going to pin this side. And then I'm also going to do the other side. I don't think I've ever done a mitered corner like this. I kind of always assumed that I would not be able to do it well. I'm going to tuck this under more. I may have too much fabric under there, but it's all right. Honestly, the more fabric I have under this binding, the sturdier it will be, I think. I don't want it to be not sturdy. I would like my top tips of the miter to meet, so I may work on fiddling with them. Okay. Oh, look, I've got one of these left. All right, that's my fourth corner. Here's what it looks like. Almost perfect, but not quite. Not too bad. I do like that look better than a squared off corner. All right, so now I'm going to go to the sewing machine and I'll finish this up and then we're done. I'll put something else on the rest of this video. Thanks for joining me. Okie dokie. One run around. Oh, I was going to do a second run around, wasn't it? Well, anyway, here it is. Now, again, it's not perfect. Don't intend for it to be perfect. Oh, boy, some imperfections, though, are not acceptable, like that one. I'll have to go back and fix that. That's another reason to do two runs around. Ooh. Because you might miss spots. Anyway, but I'm pretty pleased with it. Everybody who looks at it goes, oh, I think it's the orange. Don't you think it's the orange that just makes everybody go, wow. It's the color. It's not my quilting. All right. So, and I really do want to put some kind of a little tag on it that says to my grandson from Nana with much love, so that years from now, when I'm long gone, he can know that I made this for him. Okay, so one quilt down. I tell you, I've enjoyed this so much. And maybe, I'm not usually this way about sewing. It's just so easy. I think I'm going to sit today and sort more scraps. Is that ridiculous? And I might even get started on the middle of the next log cabin. I don't want to go crazy, but just the first part is so quick and easy, and you can start to see the fun happening. All right, so that's it for today. And now we'll move on to something else. Well, I'm having a challenging time sewing. Oh, looks like Leo is moving off of the sewing machine table. He's investigating other surfaces. You gonna stay over there so I can sew a little more? Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Now I can get back to this quilt number 2. Of course, there's no telling what kind of badness he's getting into over there. He's going to knock something down. Oh, yeah. Leo! Hi. See, he knows his name. Oh, you coming over? Hey. Say hello to Nancy. She's been wanting to meet you a little closer up. He loves, like all cats, scratches on the top of his head. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and I got a new air conditioner back there to keep my studio cool, which means that I have more space, and I've been able to move my desk back over in front of that other window, which is very nice, and I have more room in the middle. All right, Leo, settle down now. If I put him back on the floor, he's just going to reach up and grab my hands and scratch me and meow because he wants up here to look out the window. Yep. Yep. You can't really call it a design board because it's just the back of a door, and I can't put any pins in it, but I can attach using double-sided tape. This stuff is, I mean, it is strong. I just have a piece in that corner and that corner, and look how well it's holding it up. Plus it gets it out of the way and keeps it from getting cat hair, mostly. So this is my second little quilt. This is for a friend who was very, very kind to us, and so I'm getting it ready for her. Okay, quilt number 2 is now about 38 by 38, and I think I'm going to stop there. And go ahead and cut the batting for it, which is right here. I'll just buy that in a bag at the store. And then this is a very nice sheet I bought and at the thrift store. It's a king size. I'm going to use this for the backing. Well, I am machine quilting up the second quilt. This is the one that has so much of the batik fabric in it. I like how it's turning out. Doing the quilting a little bit different. I think I got turned the wrong way when I started, but that's okay. I think it's going to look great. So here is quilt number 2. This is the backing. It's a very pretty sheet that I found at Hospice Store. Now what I've realized this time is I am a very amateurish quilter. I think that the colors look great. If you look carefully at my seams, especially on the binding, oh my goodness, they're rough. They're secure. Everything's sturdy. But, you know, there's spots where it's very inconsistent in the width of the binding. There's spots where the fabric folded over, like there. I've always been prone to do that. I don't know what kind of fabric this is. I think it's cotton, but I'm not quite sure. But I really think that turned out pretty. I hope my friend enjoys it. She's the kind of girl who I think would love all these types of fabrics. And when I thought about her, I thought, yeah, this will do. So lots of pops of color. The orange and red here I think really work well. Good combinations. The only one I don't like, yeah, it's this one right here. Or if I'd done 2 or 3 more of those in there, it doesn't look terrible, but But I didn't like that particular type of strip. They were narrow, and anyway, they just didn't look as pretty as some of these others. So I just put the one. All right, so there's another log cabin. Listen, if you just sew a little bit, just a dab, and want to make something fast and pretty, I did this in 2 days this time, with a little bit of a push on the second day, but it's just past supper time, not too bad. All right, so there you go. Well, thank you for joining me for all of that, and I hope you enjoyed it a little bit, and I will see you hopefully next week. Bye-bye.